Hello lovely people who cannot sit at home, thank you so much for joining me. This is an insanely exciting video. It's all about Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Not only is it going to be a walkthrough of this amazing park, I'm also going to give you all the possible tips that I could think of for the newbies, for the first timers, which is actually me. I've never been to any theme parks of that size, so this is really exciting for me as well. First, before we even head into the park, I want to talk to you about the tickets, how you buy it, where you buy it. Get it from the Universal Orlando website. I'm going to link it down below. Over here, we're going for the tickets, park tickets, and they have 3 parks. Universal has 3 parks. We're only going to the Orlando Universal Studios, 1 park per day. There's a bunch of different variations. You can do 2 parks per day. I just wanted 1 park per day. I'm clicking 1 adult. In here's my tip trick to you. Look at the prices. Try to schedule your visit for the cheapest time. Over here you can see that from Monday through Thursday in September it's only $119, but on the weekend it goes to $144 on Saturdays and $139 on Sundays. Of course that changes if you see in October. Pretty much every day is actually fairly more expensive. My point to you is try to schedule your visit, of course, for the cheapest time. And let's quickly look at other months, and yes, you can see that actually in the winter it's a little more expensive. I think that is the season. September seems to be the cheapest one. That is also a tip for you, maybe going in September. Another thing about September is that kids go to school and there are less kids in the parks, so it's a bit less of the lineup. So now let's start the actual day. So the first we're leaving the hotel. I wanted to show you the hotel. I stayed at the Universal Studios Endless Summer Surfside. So we had the breakfast there. Notice the temperature. For my Canadian friends, that is almost 30 degrees, and during the daytime it was 35. It was hot. So another amazing tip is that if you're staying at the Universal Hotel, your transfer to the Universal Parks is going to be free. The buses, I think they go every like 20 minutes or something. I did not have to wait. And so here I am arriving. Now another tip, and this is what I did wrong, is that the Islands of Adventure theme park and the Universal Studios park, they're actually the same bus stop, and then you need to watch out where you're going, because I actually ended up at the Islands of Adventure and only at the gate the ladies were like, which one do you want? And I'm like, I want the Universal Studios. So I had to walk about 10 minutes. It's not a bad walk. It's actually a really pretty walk, but it's in a completely different area. So pay attention. That was not cool because I lost the time. The earlier you can get to the park, the better. Now, one more tip about staying on the Universal hotels. If you stay there, you get an hour earlier entry to the Universal parks, which is amazing. And that's why I was rushing to get even earlier so that you have even less of a lineup. The first thing I rushed to is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is the Gringotts bank ride. It's amazing, and that's the one that gets very full, so ASAP, go there.
This is my office, Lord Ag. The question is, what are you...
I cannot show you the ride. It was very, like, you're in the cart, it moves around, you cannot film when you're in the cart. It's really amazing, highly recommended. Definitely one of the highlights, in my opinion, of the park. Over here I am at the gift shop right away. Very cute, lots of cool things. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, read all the books numerous times. So this is the reason why I wanted to go to Universal Studios specifically, even though they do have the 2 other parks. There's the Volcano Bay, which it looks amazing. It's a water park. And the Islands of Adventure. I'm going to talk a little more about Islands of Adventure because there's also Harry Potter element in there. But so here is me, very excited. This is Diagon Alley. If you've read the books, this is... it's actually like how she describes it and how they are in the movies. This is how it is. I also read that somewhere, like, even the sky is covered, so basically where you're in here you cannot see any of the outside world, which is really cool. You really are immersed. Make sure, I think it's every 15 minutes the dragon breathes fire. It's a big event. Everybody gets like looks up, and it's really cool. So it's a very fascinating concept, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Literally every place that you go in is theoretically a gift shop, but it's also same as what's in the books. Like, this is a animal shop and you can buy different animals that are mentioned in the books. So it's a very genius way that they kind of joined the business of it and the story of it. So loved that. Also notice that some of the windows, some of the signs, they are animated. Like, for example, this python moves, which is really cool. It's not real, of course. It's mechanical, but it's very cool. So here I am just wandering outside. Notice, for example, this umbrella. If you look closer, there will be numerous people who have the wands. That umbrella, if they point the wand at the umbrella starts to rain. And they have so many. Over here is there is somebody helping them to figure out how to make it rain. I actually couldn't get it on film because I had to go, but there are many places in the park where you can point your wand and you need to do specific kind of movement. I'm guessing. I don't have the wand. Very cool. You can of course buy your own wand and do all of these things, but the wand is, I think it's about $80. For me, I was there just for one day. It was okay. So here is the Nocturne Alley, which is kind of the dark arts, very gloomy place. You don't want to be found there. Of course, there's also a gift store. It's all about, I think, black magic and like dark things. Love it. Again, just the set of it, all of the details, the gothic elements. Love it. I actually don't remember. Ask him questions and he actually answers you.
I have made my point. Next. You may take photographs if you must.
Continuing forward, there's more just really cool things. There's a sweet shop. In the shop, I love that they have the love potion, so if you need that kind of thing, you can get it over there. This orange gift shop is the Weasley's Wizard Wheezies. I can't pronounce it, but that's the Weasley's gift shop, as I understand the twins. And I love the outfits. Here is a beautiful skirt or a dress, but it has like butterflies flowing. Just the details of everything is ridiculous. You can almost feel like the Hermione would go in here to pick the dress for the Yule Ball, or it's really cool. I got one of these patches. I, for some reason, gravitated towards Slytherin. I would love to think that I'm Gryffindor, but I don't know, I just like the graphics of the Slytherin. Over here's the menu, and it's mainly drinks. Here is the butterbeer. You have to try the butterbeer, at least in my opinion. This is the cold butterbeer, and there's a bit of foam. It is butterscotch flavor. There's a bit of a fizz. It's non-alcoholic, so really great taste. I was very surprised. It's a little too sweet out for me, so I only drank half of it, but I think I'm just very sugar sensitive, but I think it's an amazing thing. Here are more kids trying to get the fountain to work. Sometimes it would not work. I think you need to do some kind of specific movement. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, please write it down below. Another thing that I thought was really cool are all of the gift shops that sell the wands. Look at all of the intricate details. Here's a closer look. Beautiful displays over here of fish pies. Of course, this is not real, but it's great props. More stores. Here, I think this is the sport. Anything to do with Quidditch and the broomsticks and the teams, the school teams. Again, at the wand store. So here I actually noticed that each wand has the name of the corresponding character in the books. So if you, for example, really want to get Neville Longbottom's wand, you can actually get his wand. That was really cool, actually. I really like this. I would probably choose, I don't know, Sirius Black sounds cool. Yeah. This is the Leaky Cauldron, as I understand, and you can eat here. I hear fish and chips are really good. And here's the King's Cross. Now here's my note that I mentioned about before about Islands of Adventures and Universal Studios. So the way that they made it, which I really actually do not like, and this is something, if anybody from Universal watching it, I know what you're doing, it's good for business, but it's extremely expensive. So what they did is they split the Harry Potter experience into two parks. I did not know this. I really wanted to do the Hagrid's motorbike adventure, and I really wanted to send the Owl Post from the Owl Post. And both of those things actually are in the Islands of Adventure Park. They are not in this park. Huge disappointment for me. That was one of the main reasons I actually wanted to come here. For some reason, I did my research, actually. I did a lot of research, and nobody mentioned in the videos that was the case. So I understand what they're doing. They're trying to get more buck for your for your visit while you're over there. But for the two parks, I think it's 169, like the cheapest price per day. And it also splits your time because it's kind of hard to do two parks in one day. So you might want to do it in 2 days. So anyway, that's my little, I overall loved Universal Studios, but I wish that that was not the case because as a Harry Potter fan, I'm actually pretty disappointed. So over here we are at the bus. This is the night bus. You can talk to that head. I remember he was, I don't know if that's a she or he, in the movies. It's really cool. It talks on itself. So you can also ask the question and it will reply to you. Very cool.
Clever, smart.
Another thing that is a really cool tip is that there is a phone booth outside King's Cross Station, and that directly connects you with the Ministry of Magic. All you need to do is type in 62442, and that actually spells out magic, and you will talk to them. So this is Grimmauld Place, and that's the place, the Sirius Black's family home in London. And if you stand across from it in one of the windows, it's actually marked on the floor where you should stand. You will see the window open and somebody peeking through. Very cool. And that was it for me for the Harry Potter section. I spent about an hour and a half there. Loved it. So over here I'm at the Simpsons. The main Simpsons ride, the one that the big Krusty head is. It was very long. It was not that great in my opinion. It was all like with the screen and it made me a little nauseous. I would not suggest. However, this ride, it's more of a kiddie ride. This is called Whirl and Hurl, and the thing about it is that once it starts spinning, you have a little bit of a controller and you can go up and down. You control that actually yourself. So it's pretty cool. And here I'm exploring the Simpsons area. The coolest mug over there with the donut in the middle, the sugar daddy t-shirt, the Duff, of course. So Duff actually is exclusive to Orlando Studios, and the makers of Simpsons actually sampled the Duff beer and approved it, so do try it when you're there. There's a Moe's Bar, which is really cool. This is, of course, the Jebediah Springfield with the bear. Sometimes you look at these things, you look at these structures and props, and they almost don't look real. Like they almost look out of the Simpsons, out of the cartoon. So the donut stand, basically everything that's mentioned in the Simpsons is here. There is a whole area with a food court. Also, some of the items in here are only specifically for here. I didn't actually eat here, but just kind of walk through it. Now, the Simpsons actually are in place of the Back to the Future. So in the Simpsons ride, there's a bit of a reference, I think, on one of the screens to Back to the Future. And over here is the DeLorean from Back to the Future and the train from Back to the Future. So I love how they kept the reference to the old rides, but of course switched it up because, something more current. As you walk past, you will see Shrek. Do try to, if you see these kind of actors, do try to interact with them. It's so much fun. I loved it. I actually chatted with Homer and Marge. I even asked to assign something to sign for them. I had like a piece of paper, so do be prepared. Have some kind of cool paper that they can sign for you if you're into that kind of stuff. It just made my day, actually. I loved it. And I love how Marge, she like kisses the signed paper, and it was so adorable. Here's what they wrote. I feel bad because I'm sure it's not easy to be signing in those huge gloves. Here's a Hello Kitty store. It actually wasn't that big. Like, it had Hello Kitty elements, but it was Hello Kitty a little bit, and then it kind of went into the other things. But it's still pretty good. If you're into Hello Kitty, check it out. Minion Land, it was fairly small in my opinion. They had a bunch of Minions, of course. Then there was the Minion Ride, which was very long wait, and then it actually went out of service. I don't know why, but I left, to be honest. But this next ride, it's the Evil Convention. Now, just the beginning, it's pretty hilarious. It's all about how all these evil people getting together, and I think they wish you like have a bad convention or something. It's pretty. I love how when you stand in line, there are all these like elements that make you laugh. There's a kind of like evil boutique with crazy spiky things and fashions, just to entertain you while you're in the lineup. When you get closer to it, they give you this thing to shoot out. It's essentially a joystick. I'd never actually experienced a ride like that. You stand on a moving path and you just go and you try to hit the targets, and it's a lot of fun. I loved it. I love that ride. There's a big ride over here. I actually don't even know what that is. I didn't do it because I'm not huge into the crazy rides. Hence why I didn't really want to do Islands of Adventure, because Islands of Adventure is far more dynamic rides, like really crazy rides, and I'm not into that. But if you are, you need to check out the Islands of Adventure. So here's me just wandering. There were really cool Minion cupcakes over there, but that was essentially it for me. It was plus 35. I got really tired. I did spend good 5 hours there, but it was good for me. I exited and I went straight to the Voodoo Donuts, and that was my snack. I've known about Voodoo Donuts for a while, so this is my first time actually being here, and they're very cool. I love the theatrical element of the decor. I got the apple cider, I think this donut was. It was sort of like an apple pie flavor, and it was really yummy. And that is it for me for the Universal Studios. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some value out of this. I'm also going to do a similar video about my Disney Hollywood Studios park visit in Orlando. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.